for family gatherings, children's snacks, school parties, or in my case, when you're stuck in quarantine, baking chocolate chip cookies is super simple and something you can do for all these different occasions. My name is Courtney Arp, and I personally believe that being stuck in quarantine has allowed me to grow in my baking skills, especially with baking chocolate chip cookies. And I think with the recipe that I'm going to share with you guys today, it is a recipe that you can use for the rest of your life. So moving into the first things I do when wanting to bake chocolate chip cookies is get out all the different ingredients and prep my kitchen for the cooking of cookies. So what I do is preheat the oven to 350 degrees, and then I proceed to getting out all the ingredients such as the butter, the flour, the white and brown sugar, the vanilla, the eggs, and also baking soda. And then with me specifically, with how I bake my cookies, I get out these three ingredients, and I use these three ingredients when I bake chocolate chip cookies. I find that with using these different types that I get the best results that I am looking for. For example, when I use flour, I always want to use all-purpose flour. I have used other types of flour in the past, and it has made the results come out with the chocolate chip cookies being super flat. And then with this type of butter, I don't know why, I'm just biased to Bluebonnet butter. I find really good results with it, and I'm super biased to the brand. And then also with the box of vanilla pudding, that is a secret ingredient that I have learned to use in my recipes that have changed the way my cookies come out, and have made the center super gooey when it is finished baking. And then so after I get out these ingredients, I move on to the next step, which is measuring out all my ingredients and putting it in the mixing bowl. So what I do is they call for 1 cup of butter, which is generally 2 sticks of butter. And more specifically, make sure that you don't melt the butter, but you give it enough time to soften so you can mix it. So therefore, give it like 30 minutes to get to room temperature and make sure to soften enough. And then I proceed with doing 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 2 eggs, and then I mix that together. And then I follow with adding 1/4 cup of regular sugar, 3/4 cups of brown sugar, and that box of vanilla pudding. I mix that together, and then I also gradually add 2 1/4 cups of flour. And then I mix that up well, and then I proceed with adding chocolate chip cookies. I don't really have a specific amount of chocolate chips that you put in the cookies. It's just preference on how many chocolate chips you would want in it. And then after I proceed to putting that in the mixer, the next step is to mix it all together to make sure that you get the good consistency that is needed, and to make sure that all the ingredients are in there and well mixed. And then after that, you get out a pan, you put foil on it, and then you proceed to putting little scoops of the batter on the pan. And after you are done putting the batter on the pan, you put it in the oven for 10 to 12 minutes, or depending on how brown you want your cookies to be. It's just all preference on that end. And then after your cookies are done baking for 10 to 12 minutes, you move into enjoying your cookies. Your final product is done after 10 to 12 minutes of baking. So therefore now, when having certain occasions in the future that call for dessert, you don't have to worry about what you're going to make. Chocolate chip cookies are super simple and are easy to make for anything. This simple chocolate chip recipe is all you need. So have fun and good luck baking. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my presentation on chocolate chip cookie recipe.